want the Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Now, before I get into this story, I want to make it very clear. This story and this interview I'm about to report, this all took place way before Ryan Garcia just recently came out and announced that he has already reached out to Devin Haney's people, and that's the fight that he wants to make next, as opposed to Rolly Romero, because Rolly Romero turned down the fight. For those of you guys who don't know, Ryan Garcia, he was planning on fighting Rolly next, but Rolly turned the fight down. So with that being said, let's talk about Matias. Subriel Matias, he is the IBF junior welterweight champion. He was perceived as the boogeyman in the division. Now, you guys might recall, right after Devin Haney beat Regis Prograis, Bill Haney, he got on the phone with some of Matias's people saying that they wanted to fight Matias. Then we get a response from Matias's team saying, oh, you know, Bill Haney, he talked to the wrong people. Now, Matias's team, they should have known that once they said that, Bill Haney was going to try to contact the right people, which is exactly what he did. Subriel Matias confirmed that, and Subriel Matias's trainer did as well. Matter of fact, Matias's trainer, he reveals that he's the one that put the promoter and Bill Haney on a three-way conversation. Now, just listen to what Bill Haney said to Subriel Matias's promoter. Now, once again, this is Matias' trainer who was on the line with Bill Haney when he was talking to Matias's promoter.
So I told Bill, I said, Bill, we don't need a podcast. We don't need these guys to start negotiating our fight. You know me, I know you. So I did a three-way, and they spoke to each other. Orengo invited him to Arizona so they can talk about it. You know, he was asking Orengo to give a price, you know, to give an amount. Orengo's a smart man, bro. Orengo's a businessman. He's not going to shoot a price out there. He wants to negotiate. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he's in all his rights to do so. You know, and, you know, so, I mean, sometimes fights happen, sometimes fights don't. Hopefully this does. But I put them together. I was on the three-way line. Bill was very respectful, you know, just as Juan. Juan is a great man. So I believe they got something going on. You know, I believe they got something going on. And Bill's a man of his word, and he kept saying, I want to fight the boogeyman. You know, I want to fight the boogeyman. How much is it to fight the boogeyman? You know, but so, I mean, nobody here is scared of nobody. I don't know who told him that we said that Devin was scared or who, you know how media is and things like that, you know, but I've always respected Devin, and I'll always respect him, and I'll always respect Bill.
Boy, oh boy, it's something else when that truth comes to light. So once again, Matias was supposed to be the boogeyman at 140. And just for a hot minute, that looked like that was the case. But now we find out that Matias is actually being chased by the real boogeyman, Devin Haney. So in this interview, Matias, he confirms, once again, just like his trainer did, that Bill Haney contacted his promoter. He contacted the real people. And it was really telling what Matias said in this interview. The lady, she starts off by asking Matias, how does it feel to be the boogeyman? And Matias, he responds saying, honestly, I don't feel comfortable being the quote unquote boogeyman. And that's exactly how Matias said it. He used the quote signs when he said boogeyman. That's Matias's way of saying something very similar to what you guys just heard his trainer say. He's basically saying, I never said I was the boogeyman. And he's saying that because Bill Haney just called the promoter up and said, I want the boogeyman. How much does it cost to get the boogeyman? So let's go back to what Matias said in this interview. Let's rewind a little bit. Once again, he said, I don't feel comfortable being the quote unquote boogeyman. Then he says, since I haven't had the big fights I want yet, but I trust my team and in God that they're going to happen soon. So this is when the interview gets really interesting. Then the reporter, she tells Matias that there's been talks on social media, you know, conversations of you fighting against Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez. Where did that leave off? What can you tell me? Matias, he says, well, look, as far as I understand the Devin Haney thing, in a certain way, it was something like, more like, how can I say it? I don't know where the dad came from. He never talked to any of my promoters and managers, so he speculated. But that issue was resolved, and I believe now he talked to my promoter, but I can't give you any details because I don't know what happened. And then a reporter, she says, you're still not sure? And he says, no. Now, just for the record, guys, this interview that Matias did, it took place after his trainer revealed that Bill Haney actually talked to the promoter. You heard Matias tell the reporter, I don't know what's happening. That even caught the reporter by surprise because she said, you're still not sure? I mean, Matias just said in this interview, it's hard for him to get the big fights. And then all of a sudden he has the biggest fight offered to him. And he's making it sound like he's not even interested in the negotiations by saying, I don't even know what's happening. Well, if you don't know what's happening, why wouldn't you contact your team and ask them what's going on? Something else that was said in that conversation with Bill Haney and the promoter, and I know this for a fact, when Bill Haney said, how much to fight the Boogeyman, Matias's promoter said, we'll get back to you in a week. This conversation took place over a week ago, and they still haven't got back to the Haneys. Guys, without a doubt, the biggest payday that Matias can make is against Devin Haney at 140. There is no other fighter in that division that would give Matias a bigger payday than Devin Haney would. And this is true with every fighter that Devin Haney offered a fight to. When they offered Kambosos a fight, Kambosos made more money against Devin Haney than he made against any other fighter. Jojo Diaz made his biggest payday against Devin Haney. Lomachenko made his biggest payday against Devin Haney. Teofimo Lopez was offered the biggest payday of his career. And to this day, Teofimo has not made the amount that he was offered to fight Devin Haney, which was $4 million. He made $2.3 million in his very last fight against Josh Taylor, according to ESPN, the network that Teofimo Lopez fights on. Shakur Stevenson was offered the biggest payday of his career to fight Devin Haney. Regis Prograis made his biggest payday, and Devin Haney was paid $6 million in that fight. Gervonta Tank Davis was offered the biggest payday of his career, more than $20 million guaranteed. Gervonta was guaranteed $5 million to fight against Ryan Garcia. That doesn't include the pay-per-view buys. He made way more after the pay-per-view buys. So if you do the math, if he's being offered more than $20 million to fight Devin Haney guaranteed, that means he stands to make damn near $100 million, at least $80 to $100 million fighting against Devin Haney. And coincidentally, Davis said the same thing to the Haneys that Matias said, which is you need to talk to the right people. But then Leonard Ellaby came out and he said that it's going to be up to Gervonta Tank Davis to send the offer. Now going back to Matias. So if Matias is not fighting against Devin Haney in his next fight, which he most likely won't be, I can pretty much guarantee you guys he will not make the amount of money that he would have made fighting against Devin Haney. And he's most likely going to be okay with it, just like Teofimo Lopez was. I'm starting to get the impression that a lot of fighters feel that fighting against Devin Haney is almost a guaranteed loss. Everyone except for Gervonta. Gervonta definitely doesn't see a Devin Haney as a guaranteed loss. He just sees it as a very difficult fight to win. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up with the clip of what Matias actually said, the actual audio clip.
Era una pelea bien difícil y se miró espectacular. ¿Cómo se siente ser el Boogeyman de la división 140?
Gracias, ¿verdad?, por las felicitaciones, gracias por la oportunidad. Realmente no me siento muy cómodo siendo el Boogeyman, ya que quiero, ¿verdad?, tener las mejores peleas. Pero, ¿verdad?, confío en mi equipo y en Dios de que se van a dar pronto.
Y sé que ha habido conversaciones en las redes sociales con una pelea potencial con Teofimo López y también con Devin Haney. ¿En qué quedaron y qué me puede decir del?
Pues mira, hasta donde tengo entendido, lo de Devin Haney de cierta manera fue algo más, ¿cómo te explico? No sé de dónde salió el papá, nunca habló con algún promotor mío o manejador, entonces especuló. Pero ya se arregló ese suceso y creo que ahora sí habló con mi promotor, pero no te puedo dar detalles porque no sé qué está pasando.
Todavía no está seguro.
No.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODkey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.